Hey the guys, it's Aarava here and bringing you another F1 2014 video, and today it's some more speculation, and this time over compatible wheels for F1 2014 on the next gen and PC platforms. So before I start the video off, I just want to say explicitly, this is speculation. Do not go buy a wheel based on what I'm telling you right now. This is just pure speculation. It may give you an idea, but do wait for an official wheel list closer to the release date of F1 2014, whenever that will be. So just want to get that out of the way. Do not buy a wheel on what I'm saying right now, because I'm just going to be analysing some tweets and some just cross comparisons from other games to see what, maybe wheels might be compatible. So we're going to first off look at some tweets from Lee Mather. He's a developer on the Codemasters F1 games, and he's been tweeting out a few things. Basically, this first one, this guy, Factory Pilot, has asked him about wheels on different on the new platforms, and whether, the F1 rim for the Thrustmaster TX will work on Xbox One and PC, etc., etc. And Lee's answered standard for me, so that means the normal 458 Italia wheel, the circular wheel, the one I actually unboxed on this channel, I believe like back in April. So he's using the standard one, but he says there's one Thrustmaster T500 has a F1 rim, and one has a 456 challenge wheel. So that's the, I believe the Gran Turismo endorsed wheel. So he hasn't actually denied that these are, or he hasn't denied or confirmed in this reply to Factory Pilot that these are for the next gen or old gen, or for, any other, maybe grid, or like a new dirt or anything like that. He hasn't explicitly said anything like that. He's just answered the guy's question that he's using the standard one. So we can speculate a bit and, kind of just take whatever we can from it. He also says in a different tweet that we've got, this is a reply to, again, pretty much the same question about wheels. He says, we've got loads of wheels. I'm currently using a Thrustmaster TX. Some have T500 RSs, and others Logitechs, and others Fanatec's. Real mix. So we don't know about this. This could be just playtesting Grid Autosport at the time. This could be, this could be testing the new Dirt game or the F1 game. We really don't know at this point, but it's, good to see that he's using, he's mentioned the Thrustmaster TX in terms of the TX is a next-gen wheel. It's for the Xbox One and PC, so it's good to see that he's mentioned that. So, but obviously he could be using it on PC, obviously. Most of probably these games are being developed on PC. I know Grid Autosport was developed on PC, then ported to the consoles. In some other cases, majority of cases, they're developed on the consoles now and ported over to PC. So he may be using the TX on Grid Autosport. We don't know. We're just speculating. And this last tweet is saying, he's tweeted out, new toy to try out later. The rim itself feels lovely, perfect size and grippy suede finish. Hashtag FB. So this is a new Mad Catz Pro Racing wheel, and this is for the Xbox One. As you can see, you can just about see it on the front-facing side of that box. You can see Forza 5. So this is going to be an Xbox wheel, an Xbox One wheel, I should add. So this is a next-gen wheel that he's just got shipped into his workplace. So this may hint at they may be starting to, work in, wheels for F1 2014 maybe, and this perhaps is one of the compatible wheels. This is obviously a new racing wheel. I'm not too sure if it's out on the market yet. It may be the fact that because he's a game dev, he can get it early and they can test it. Obviously, he can get it early and test it out because they have to make it compatible with the wheels even if they're not out yet. So this is maybe an Xbox One wheel that will be available to purchase for F1 2014 and other next-gen racing titles. But that's been the tweet analysis. Now, this is the next big thing. I'm going to be comparing, essentially, if you don't know, Project Cars is coming out for the Xbox One, PS4, and PC, and they released an unofficial wheel list. It's yet to be completely confirmed and refined, but it's pretty, it's an unofficial one, but it's pretty, close to what will be the compatible wheels for Project Cars, and that's releasing only on next gen. So if we compare that to what was released compatible wheels for Grid Autosport, another Codemasters title, then we can maybe get an inkling as to what wheels might be, available to you to use for the next gen consoles and PC on F1 2014. So let's get straight into that now. So right here, this is a list of the wheels compatible for Grid Autosport, which landed on the PC, PS3, and Xbox 360. So at the moment, you've got a good spread on each platform. On the PS3s, you've got some Fanatec's, some Logitech's, and Thrustmasters. On the PC, you pretty much got the same deal: Logitech's, Fanatec's, Mad Catz as well, and Thrustmaster. And on Xbox 360, you've only got Mad Catz, Fanatec's, and one little Thrustmaster and one little Logitech, which I believe those are pretty outdated wheels anyway on the Xbox 360 and not very good. But yeah, this is the full list for Grid Autosport at the moment. So you know, they developed it on the old gen. Obviously, it's the last Grid game that will be on the old gen at the moment. But obviously, all these, you know, wheels, a few of them, you know, there's not been any talk about if they're going to work on the next gen. So we're just going to have to see about that. But if we go on to this next one now, which is Project Cars. Now, this is a unofficial wheel list released. It was along with some other Project Cars news. But essentially, this is pretty close to what it will be. If they do refine it anymore, I can't see them chopping off about half the wheels here. But, you know, they may take off a few, you know, one or two on each platform. I'm not too sure at this point. But this is the unofficial wheel list at the moment. But I don't think it will change too much. As you can see on the PS4, you've got all Thrustmasters. On the PC, you've got some Thrustmasters, plenty of nice Logitech wheels, and a lot of Fanatec wheels, including the CSR one. And on Logitech, you've got that G27, a really nice, you know, midway, good Logitech wheel that quite a lot of people fancy for PC. And then Xbox Ones, you've got Thrustmasters at the moment. Now, I'm not too sure if Fanatec are, you know, going to be developing anything for the Xbox One. Certainly, you saw with what Lee Mather put on Twitter that Mad Catz have developed an Xbox One wheel. So you can add a Mad Catz wheel to that Xbox One list. So that's, you know, in terms of unofficial list, obviously maybe Project Cars hasn't been able to develop for that wheel, or maybe they're just developing it now. So you may see in a proper official released wheel list for Project Cars that Mad Catz wheel I mentioned from Lee Mather that he got will probably be added to this. So you can also get a Mad Catz for Xbox One for Project Cars. But why am I talking about Project Cars? So Project Cars is releasing only on the next gen and PC. So this is a good way to maybe compare, because obviously a lot of you guys will have wheels already for the old gen, including myself. I've got a Thrustmaster T500 RS which works on the PS3 and PC. And the reason why I'm making this video is because as a consumer, even if I wasn't a YouTuber, as a consumer, I'd want to know if my wheel is going to be compatible on the PS4, because, you know, I spent quite a lot of money on that T500. It's I think probably the most expensive Thrustmaster you can get. And, you know, I even spent vouchers on it, and it was still, you know, an odd £200, which was about a year and a half ago. So I want to know that, you know, hopefully my investment in a £200 wheel could be, you know, ported over to the PS4. Otherwise, it's going to be a massive stress having to, you know, save up and buy a new wheel for the PlayStation 4. So that's why I'm making this video, because I think a lot of you are going to be in the same position where, you know, especially on the Xbox side, I know the Xbox guys, you guys are getting really hampered because Fanatec haven't really, you know, announced anything for the Xbox One. It doesn't look like they're going to plan anything for the Xbox One anytime soon. And, you know, it looks like they're not going to support the CSR for the Xbox One. Whereas you can see now, the Thrustmaster T500 at the moment is compatible with Project Cars on the PS4. And the reason why that works is because the wheel is going to work with the family it's connected to. So I've got a PS3 wheel. It will connect to the PS4 as long as the developer develops for the wheel. So if I plug in my T500 into my PS3, it works in the menu. I can do PSN menu, and I can go and launch the game and then play the game. If I plug it into my PS4 for Project Cars, if it stays on the compatible wheel list for Project Cars, I'll be able to plug in my wheel. It won't respond. I'll use my controller and navigate the PSN menu, launch Project Cars. Once I'm in the game, I can go to settings, wheel, I can go to the controller settings, change it to the wheel, and then my wheel will respond. It'll do the calibration. It will obviously swivel around 360 on the wheel, like it usually does. You wheel users will know it swivels around to calibrate, and it will then work in-game. But as soon as you go on the PSN menu, it will stop working, and you have to use your controller. So it will work for the actual game, but obviously it's not made for the PS4, so it won't work with the hardware of the PS4, but it could work work with software if the game developer develops for it. So that's another thing that is it's a bit upsetting to see for you Xbox guys, that the Fanatec, they haven't mentioned anything about, game developers haven't mentioned that they're developing for the Fanatec, because I don't think Fanatec are very interested. For some reason, it doesn't look like they're announcing anything unless they're waiting to announce a brand new wheel. So they're just essentially trying to get money off you guys if they're, going to make a new brand spanking wheel that just works for the Xbox One, which will be a bit annoying and a bit of a douche move from Fanatec. It would be nice to see, to follow Thrustmaster's steps and, just do the same as them. Also, I guess you could say Mad Catz is kind of doing the same thing, because they haven't announced anything about their old wheels working, but you saw from Lee Mather's tweet that they might have made a new wheel for the Xbox One only. So, it's a tough time in terms of Mad Catz and Fanatec users. In terms of PC users, you guys are set. I mean, look at that wheel list. You can use your good old Logitech G27. I know a lot of guys in the community that have that wheel, so you guys are set for next-gen platforms if you're on the PC still, because the Logitech will work, because Logitech, unfortunately, they're not going to be working with PlayStation anymore. I think they're going all PC only now, so unfortunately for, PlayStation users, you won't be able to use your Logitech wheels anymore. The place to go if you can't afford a new wheel, for the next gen games, and maybe you've already bought next gen, or if you're not bought next gen and you just want to get the cheapest option to get the new gen experience, the best and cheapest option is just go with a PC, because they have a big wheel list, so most likely your wheel will already be compatible with a PC. So all you need to do is get a nice PC that will run F1 2014 or whatever. So yeah, it's a bit of a dodgy situation. We'll have to wait for official news, but I want to see everyone. If you have a wheel out there, I want to see you be able to use the wheel. The best thing would be, if they all work on the next gen, but unfortunately, it just doesn't work like that sometimes. But getting back to the actual, video, so we're going back to here, the Grid Autosport list. Now, in bold, as you can see, I've got red and black bold. These are the wheels that work on Project Cars that worked on Grid Autosport. So these are theoretically the wheels that, if you already own these, will work on next gen F1 2014. And you'll note, it really isn't that great. Majority of these wheels are on PC, and PC is a pretty different case, because most things will work on PC anyway. The only thing that will work from PS3 to PS4 is the Thrustmaster T80, the T500, and T100. The only thing that will work on the PCs are a few Logitech wheels, the Fanatec's and the Thrustmasters. But I'm guessing, to be honest, because it's Codemasters, that they'll make the other wheels available, because I think Project Cars, because they're this is a new title, a new IP that they haven't developed for all these wheels, but I think because Codemasters have worked with all these wheels before on the PC, that they will make them compatible. But the big thing is, unfortunately, there's no compatibility for the Xbox. There's no crossover. But obviously, as I said at the beginning of this video, it's all speculation, because it's just cross analysis. I'm just analyzing what Project Cars has and drawing a comparison to Grid Autosport. It could completely be different. I might be completely wrong, but this is just speculation, as I said. And if I was just a viewer of the video, I would want to know a bit of speculation, because as I said before, if I'm a consumer who's got a wheel and I want to know, I just want an inkling of maybe what might be going on. But as I said, do not plan any wheel purchases on what I said. But yeah, this has been what might be compatible wheels on the F1 2014 game and future Codemasters or just racing titles really in general. So yeah, if you did enjoy this video, give it a like, comment below what you thought. Subscribe if you're new for more F1 2014 news, speculation, and game speculation. There will also be some actual news coming, hopefully in the next few weeks. Codemasters are really being very frigid with the news they put out, so I'm really hoping that they do it in the next week or so, and it'd be great for you guys to hear all of that. So yeah, I've been aarava. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.